Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. We welcome you all in our family gathering of eSIP Module 1, Universal Human Values 1. Let's begin the proceeding. We have our resource person and coach pro, Dipesh Bhaiya with us. Ji Dipesh Bhaiya, namaste, welcome.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Namaste to all.
Welcome, Bhaiya.
Ji. Shall I share slide from my side?
Yes, Bhaiya. Welcome.
Hope the slide is visible and my voice is properly audible.
Yes, Bhaiya. Slide is good and your voice is also clear. Welcome.
Thank you, Bhaiya. So, namaste and welcome to this session on the eSIP program. We usually conduct this program from 7:30 on every Wednesdays as part of the follow-up session, which has been conducted for the students who have undergone the SIP program and the Students Development Program. Right. So in the last session, we were discussing about, and rather we discussed about trust, which is the fundamental value or the fundamental feelings in the relationship. And today we will see the next naturally acceptable feeling, respect, which we say as right evaluation of intention and competence. And some of the issues which we will be discussing here are lack of self-confidence, ego, depression, peer pressure, differentiation, etc. So these are some of the important issues which are seen in the students, especially engineering students, during their initial years at the college or the institution. Right. So we'll go into the details of this. So we have explored the feeling of trust, which is the foundation value. It says that as per my natural acceptance, which we call it as intention also, it is to be happy and make the other happy. So that is my natural acceptance. I wanted to be in a state of happy in continuity, and I want to make the other also happy. So if I look the natural acceptance of the other, I can see that the natural acceptance of the other is also the same. However, we both may be lacking in competence. So when we say we may be lacking in competence, I may be lacking competence in making myself happy as well as making the other happy. Similarly, if we take the other he also might be lacking competence to make himself happy as well as to make others happy. But that doesn't mean that his intention is changing, his natural acceptance is changing. His intention and my intention are to make ourselves happy and make others happy. So we make a program with each other, essentially on the basis of our present level of competence, with trust on the natural acceptance or intention. So if you look at what is competence, competence is the current level of right understanding or the current level of the desire, thought, and expectation, which are guided by natural acceptance. So that is my competence. So with the trust as the foundation value, with the trust on the natural acceptance, I make a program to interact with the other. Right? We have also seen while discussing peer pressure that we try to get respect from others through clothes, language, might be English, the money, etc. We try to get respect from others. But does that work? We can see that most of the time it doesn't work. Isn't it? Right. So when we are trying to get respect using the physical facilities like clothes, continuity may not be possible. I expect that I will get respect from others, and if I wear some expensive clothes, some of them might appreciate, and some of them might not appreciate. Some of them might say that they are not able to see this, that you have wear the clothes if it's so expensive. And because of that, the responses I'm getting will be varied, will be different. So it is not definite. I may be expecting favorable feelings from the other based on the clothes or language, but the response or reaction which I'm getting out from others might be different. So my feelings might not be definite. And it doesn't seem to work most of the time. Let's see what, or let's try to understand what is the reason. Let us try to explore if understanding respect is a solution for that. So if at all anyone of you would like to reflect upon this, you may please. The mics are being provided to you. Right. Okay. Now let's go forward and see what is this respect all about. Respect is right evaluation. That's what we propose. Right. And if you look at the Hindi word, it's Samman. And Samman is Sam plus Man. Sam stands for Samyak plus Man for Matna, which means Tik Tik Anklan Karna. So respect is right evaluation, we say. And what is this evaluation? Right? And why do we need to evaluate? We need to understand these things. If at all you have any reflections on this, you may unmute and speak. If at all you have any sharing also, you can share. Anytime. So whenever I wanted to interact with the other, I need to evaluate the other. And what am I evaluating? I'm evaluating other on his competence. And based on that, I make a program to evaluate, to interact with him. Right? So that is why we say unique evaluation. Is evaluation same as judgment? No, evaluation is not same as judgment. Judging is like to say that he is good, I am good, or he is bad, I am bad, whatever it is. So I am putting the stand of the good or the bad when I'm judging. But while I'm evaluating his competence. We'll see more the details of that. So during evaluation, before going to see what is the right evaluation, we will try to see some of the common mistakes we make in terms of evaluation. The one is over-evaluation. Over-evaluation means to evaluate for more than what it is. For example, if my son or daughter came first in the 10th standard and he or she brought the mark sheet to me and said that, see, I have got all A plus for the exam. And in that context, I saw the mark sheet. And if I make a comment that you are the most intelligent boy or girl in the whole of the district, when I'm making such a comment, can you see that it is over-evaluation? Because I'm evaluating him or her more than what it is. Definitely, he or she has done well in the exam and has got a full A plus in the result card. But when I'm evaluating him to be the brightest boy or the most intelligent boy, I have to look into that and see whether I'm rightly evaluating or am I over-evaluating. What do you think? You can use the chat box also. If you think it is over-evaluating, you can put O. Or if it is right evaluation, you can put R. So yeah, very nice. So when I'm over evaluating the other, what do you think will be the feeling with him? Will it be respect or disrespect? Are you able to see that it will be disrespect? Because he or she, the boy or the girl, knows that he is not the most intelligent boy just because he has got full A plus in the 10th standard. Even in his school itself, there are many students who have got full A plus. Right. But when the father is evaluating him to be the brightest boy or the intelligent boy, just because he has scored full A plus, the boy will see that father is saying something which is like over evaluation, and he will feel disrespect. Isn't it? Right. And in the case of under evaluation, it is to evaluate for less than what it is. So in the exam above, what we have discussed, the same case, now let's say the boy has gone to completed his +2 and he has joined the engineering college. And in the first semester, he has like failed in one of the subjects. And the boy brought his mark card to the father. And the father, by seeing that the boy has failed in one subject, made a comment that, oh, you have failed in this subject. You are good for nothing. Right? So when that comment comes from the father, are you able to see that the father is under-evaluating the boy by saying that he is good for nothing? He has failed in one subject, but he has passed in all other subjects, isn't it? So when he has the ability to pass in all other subjects, that means he has got some skills. He is good at some skills. He is good at some subjects. And that is why he was able to pass. But in that situation, when the father is trying to see that he is not good for anything, that is surely under evaluation, isn't it? Are you able to see this? We also might pass these comments many a time when our students, might score, let's say, a 24 out of 25, and then we would be cribbing on, commenting on the loss of the 1 mark. Right. So when we are under evaluating someone, there will be disrespect in the other, isn't it? And the third type of mistake we make is the otherwise evaluation. Otherwise evaluation means to evaluate for other than what it is. For example, we can see many a time we equate human beings to donkeys and put a comment that you are behaving like a donkey. And many times teachers also makes this comment when they ask a question to the student and the student is not able to answer and he is standing still. Sometimes or many times we can see the teacher asking, why are you standing like a stone? Or why are you standing like a rock? And this is very common. And what do you think will be the feeling in the other when they are getting a comment like this? Will it be the feeling of respect or disrespect or don't care? What do you think? It's again disrespect, isn't it? So whenever we do over evaluation, under evaluation, or otherwise evaluation, while interacting with the other human being, there will be disrespect in the relationship, isn't it? Nice that you are able to see this. Now you can check for yourself in every interaction with others, whether it is respect or disrespect. So anytime you interact with others, we are evaluating the other every time. Without evaluating the other, we may not be able to have a program to interact with the other. And we constantly evaluate the other. And we try to put our best effort to rightly evaluate the other, even though many times we fail to rightly evaluate the other. So even if we put our best effort to rightly evaluate the other, and if it has gone into wrong evaluation, there will be disrespect in the relationship, isn't it? But then again, after the constant evaluation, we may try to make or correct our evaluation about the other. And we can bring back the feeling of respect in the relationship. So now if you can check probably today's interaction with your colleagues, with your teachers, with your students, and see whether you were able to rightly evaluate the other, whether you were having a feeling of respect or disrespect in your interaction with the other. Could you see that some of them were right evaluation? Some of them were over, under, or otherwise evaluation. So in the otherwise evaluation, if we are not able to see the other as a human being, that is also otherwise evaluation. So when we say when we say that you are a donkey, you're not even considering the other as a human being. If you are not able to see the self in the other and only consider the body of the other, that is also otherwise evaluation. Because we have already seen that human being means it's the self and the body. Isn't it? So now check for yourself. Now see your interactions, maybe today's or a week's period, whatever you remember, and see whether how many instances you were able to rightly evaluate, how many instances you were like wrongly evaluating the other, and what was the feeling you had when you are having right evaluation in the other. What was the feeling when you were wrongly evaluating the other? Yeah. So Srinivas Bhaiya is saying, unless we interact continuously for a certain period of time with a fellow being, we cannot right evaluate. It may be true for some time, but it is not a mandatory thing, I would say. Because even when we are interacting with the strangers, we are evaluating them. So with that current understanding about or the current interaction with them, we may be able to rightly evaluate them. And if at all we go slightly off and go into wrong evaluation, it will be felt as disrespect in the relationship with the other. And we can sense that. And then we immediately re-evaluate and will try to bring it into respect. But it's true that over a period of time, we may be able to rightly evaluate more the others because we have more interactions, isn't it? So if at all any of you have any reflections or sharings with this, you may please put forward. Right. So what we are trying to put forth here is that when you are having the right evaluation, you will have the feeling of respect. And when the evaluation goes wrong, there will be disrespect. And this evaluation, I can evaluate myself also rightly. Just as I evaluate the other during an interaction, I'm evaluating myself also constantly. Ji Bhaiya, Srinivas Bhaiya, mic is provided to you. You may please unmute and speak.
Namaste Bhaiya, namaste to all. Bhaiya, right evaluation means understanding the intention of others and evaluate, do the evaluation or something else.
Yeah. So right evaluation means basically, fundamentally, I should understand, I should have the understanding of the intention that the other wants to make me happy. So the trust should be ensured before I evaluate the other. So what does trust mean? Trust means that the other wants to make me happy. So that intention should be very much clear so that I have the feeling of trust towards the other. And then I evaluate the competence of the other. So evaluation is being done for the mutual competence, the competence of myself as well as the competence of the other, the mutual competence. That's what we are evaluating.
Means, can we evaluate everyone? Can we do right evaluation for everyone? Stranger or we are familiar with the persons. Everyone we can do that, right?
Yes, Bhaiya. Otherwise, we may not be able to make a program to interact with the other. So even if it is a interaction with the vegetable vendor, I'm evaluating him. And that is how I make a program, what to say, what not to say, what should be my behavior to him, what should not be my behavior to him, what should be the tone of voice to him. So everything I make, that is a program, and I make it on base of my evaluation of the competence.
So evaluation means we can take it like that, right behavior with the others. Is it
when
like
we say
that?
when we say behavior, it is an outward expression of what is there inside.
Yes.
But evaluation is happening within the self. And expression might be the behavior which I again decide what should be the program, what should be my expression. Sometimes I may show that respect if I have. Sometimes I may not show that respect as, and the expression part might be different for different people. How they express. That is the behavior part. But the feeling is there. Feeling has to be there before I can express.
Yes. So sometimes people may express something and inside they have something else. So
yes, that also might be happening. Yeah.
In that case, it is not,
of,
even though expressing outside somehow appreciating or something other, but inside something else means what we can say, is it the right evaluation?
No, we cannot say that is right evaluation. Right evaluation is when I'm able to evaluate properly and I'm expressing it properly.
So
otherwise, I'm faking it. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm
whatever
faking
inside
it.
that expressing without any thing different.
Yeah. So that's what when we say right evaluation. When we are faking it up, the sooner or later, it will come into the surface, right? Right. Thank you, Srinivas, for that sharing. So now the time is 8:04. So probably we will stop here with a short sum up. Like respect is right evaluation, and over evaluation, under evaluation, and otherwise evaluation leads to disrespect. So with this closing remarks, we can stop the session here. Oh, sorry, it is 8:04 only. No? It's time up to 8:30. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking about 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. We'll continue with that. Fine. So we'll go a little bit ahead into the content. So when we are rightly evaluating the other and myself, I will have the self-confidence in myself. Right? So, for example, if somebody is shouting at me or is showing disrespect upon me, then I can rightly evaluate. I can be self-referential. In that case, I will be in confidence. Are you able to see this? When I'm rightly evaluating myself, I'll be in self-confidence because I'm self-referential and my conduct will be definite. Sit it. Whereas if I'm doing over-evaluation, right? If I'm over-evaluating the other will be in a state of ego, right? So for example, if I'm going for a party with a, what do you call it? With an expensive clothes, apparel, and maybe while entering into that hall, I saw one of my friend and he started a comment. Oh, you are looking gorgeous today. This dress is so matching for you. Right? If I have that comment, then I may go into ego. I may go into ego if I am not evaluating myself rightly. Right? And then again, if I walk inside the hall and I saw one of the other friend who is started to making a comment. Jivaya, Surikant Bhaiya, namaste. You can. Surikant Bhaiya, you want to make a comment? Your mic is unmute. Maybe by mistake. Surikant Bhaiya, you want to make a comment? Okay. Salman Abdulji, you want to make a comment?
Good evening, sir. So,
Good evening.
my question is like sometimes we do the right evaluation, but the other person thinks that what is over evaluating or under evaluating. That raises some issues. So, just I want to know about how to deal with this.
Yeah, so that's what we are trying to say. Like when so let me complete this example and then we will come to your question. So I was going inside the hall again and another friend tried to give this comment like, what kind of dress are you wearing? This fashion has gone 10 years back and this doesn't look good for you. Then the ego which was developed last time when one of the friend has mentioned about the gorgeous dress, now it will come down and it may go into a downward track into kind of a depression. Here also the other is my reference and my conduct is indefinite. So as Bhaiya was asking, Salman Bhaiya was asking how to deal with it. So that is the point where I rightly evaluate myself. When I am able to rightly evaluate myself, I don't have to go into this ego and depression. Otherwise, it will be like what is shown in this particular figure. Sometimes it may go into ego and then it will come back to depression, and it will be like cycles of ego and depression. Because the other is my reference. His words are my reference. So whenever he is making a comment, based on it is going to, whether it is over evaluation or under evaluation, I may go to ego and depression. Right? And what is the solution for that? If I am able to rightly evaluate myself, I know whether the other is over evaluating or under evaluating me. But I am self-referential at this point, and I will be in self-confidence. For example, if I am wearing a dress which is suitable for the climate, which is suitable for the season, and it is clean and ironed properly, then I know that I'm wearing a dress which is comfortable for me, which is suiting to the climate, right? And in that context, if somebody is trying to over-evaluate or under-evaluate based on the dress by passing some comment, I will be in self-confidence. Because I am able to rightly evaluate myself. I am self-referential. So this is the solution for that, Bhaiya. Salman Bhaiya. So when you ask what should be done is, if I am able to rightly evaluate myself, I'll be in self-confidence and I may not go into this ego depression trips based on the comments made by the other. Jivaya. Thank you. So when we have this kind of constant over-evaluation, under-evaluation based on the comments of the other, so our assumptions keeps on changing. And based on that, we will have disharmony within. So whenever I'm going to ego, there is disharmony within. Whenever I'm going to depression, I am disharmony within. So these constant ups and down cycles will put me in tension, frustration, and many times into depression. And at some point of time, the suicidal thoughts also. Because if it has become a pattern that I'm looking for favorable expression from others, favorable feelings from others, and that is not what I'm getting from others, ego depression trips, isn't it? And because of that, if at all it has become a pattern within me, I may have this tension, frustration, depression, etc. And it may lead to suicidal thoughts also. Isn't it? Are you able to see this? So there was one example where one of our friend, he was having 3 daughters. One was, and the middle one was good at studies. And she was performing well in the whole academics and the sports. The elder one was not good at studies, and the youngest was also not good at the studies. So whenever some guest and all come to their home, the parents, what they do is that they will introduce this middle girl to the guest, saying that she can do that, she can do this, she is very intelligent, her marks are very high, and all. Because of which, both the youngest and the eldest were feeling kind of jealousy to the middle one. And the middle one, since she was over-evaluated by the parent, was having a feeling of ego also. And she was not able to rightly evaluate herself. But what happened is that when she joined for the higher studies, then most of her co-students were also very intelligent and performing well. And then she found that she was not that good actually with respect to studies. And she accidentally failed in one subject also. She was in disharmony with him. She was in frustration. And when she came with that information to the parents, then the parents again under-evaluated her. And because of that, she went into further depression. And somehow, one of the teachers found her and she could guide that girl. And she came out of that depression by she rightly evaluating herself. And then she could pass the examination when she was able to rightly evaluate her. So these kind of situations might happen in the in our neighborhood or in the places where we live. And especially we can see such cases while mentoring our students also, isn't it? This is also possible. And with respect to the students, what the proposal can say is that rightly evaluate oneself so that you will not go into this ego depression trips. Then you can be with self-confidence, isn't it? Right. So, what is respect? What is right evaluation on the basis of the self? If I see as a human being, what is my purpose? My purpose, I can see, is to live with continuous happiness and prosperity. Isn't it? What about your purpose? Or what about the purpose of the other? The other also want to live with continuous happiness and prosperity, isn't it? Just like what is my purpose? Which means our purpose is the same. And how did we come to this purpose is saying it's based on our natural acceptance or my intention. My intention is to live with continuous happiness and prosperity, and the same as with the other. And based on that, I can say that our purpose is same. How about the program for fulfilling this purpose? My program is to understand and to live in harmony at all 4 levels. What about the program of you? Or what about the program of the other? Similarly, the program of the other is also to understand and to live in harmony at all the 4 levels. And what are the 4 levels at which an individual or a human being can live? At the level of individual, family, society, and nature or existence. So at these 4 levels, I can understand and live in harmony. So this is my program, which means our program is also the same. Right. And what about the potential? What is the potential what I'm having to fulfill this program? I have the imagination, which includes the desire, thought, and expectation, which is going on in continuity within me. I am endowed with natural acceptance. Similarly, you also have the imagination, which is happening in continuity within you. You also is endowed with natural acceptance, which means our potential is the same. isn't it? When I say the imagination is continuous within me, and the imagination is continuous within you, it doesn't mean that the content of imagination, which means the desire, thought, and expectation is same within you and me. That's not the point. Some desire, some thought, and some expectation is going within you in continuity. And similarly, some desire, some thought, and expectation is going on within me in continuity. And I have this innate faculty of natural acceptance, based on which I can align my imagination in line with the natural acceptance. So that potential is the same for me as well as the other. Are you able to see this? Are you able to see that the purpose, program, and potential are the same? Or do you have any doubt or clarification with respect to any of these things? So if at all I'm able to see that our purpose, program, and potential is same, I can say that the other is similar to me. And this we call as the minimum content of respect. Right? Since my purpose and the other purpose, my program and the other's program, and then my potential and other potential is the same, I can see that the other is similar to me. So if I'm able to see that the other is similar to me, many of the problems which will be going away, withering away. Right. Even the discrimination between the male gender and the female gender can go away if I'm able to see that the other is similar to me at the level of self. Are you able to see this? Do you have any reflections on this? Right. I will be able to interact with my grandparents with respect because the other is similar to it. I will be able to interact with my spouse with respect. Isn't it? I will be able to interact with the security person who is standing on the gate of my institution with respect. Isn't it? I will be able to interact with a vegetable vendor on the street with respect because the other is similar to me. I'm able to see that the other is similar to me. So there is a message in the chat by Surikanji to give more clarity about the potential is the same. So when we say, Surikanji, that the potential is the same, we are trying to say that the imagination, we have the capacity to, I have the capacity for imagination within me. And I am endowed with the faculty of natural acceptance. Right? And the potential is to complete the program. And what is the program? My program and our program is to understand and to live in harmony at all the 4 levels. So to understand harmony and to live in harmony, which means I should have the right understanding within me. First of all, I should understand that harmony, then I live in harmony, right? Which essentially means that I should be able to have the complete desire, thought, and expectation in line with my natural acceptance. I can do step by step by the process of self-exploration. Each and every thought which is in myself, I can put it into the filter of self-exploration and make it in line with the natural acceptance, because I am endowed with natural acceptance. And I have the potential to turn the whole desire, thought, and expectation and to make it in line with natural acceptance. If I can do that, you also can do that, because you also have this imagination going within you. And you also have the power or the faculty of natural acceptance within you. So you also have the potential for the completeness of right understanding within you, isn't it? So one basic question we generally ask here is that, is the potential of me and the potential of Albert Einstein the same? When we say potential, usually we take it with the word, the skill part. When we are trying to see only the skill part, we may be missing the point of what we are pointing by the term potential. So in the true sense, what we are trying to point using the word potential, we can see that the potential of Albert Einstein and the potential of you are the same. Because Albert Einstein have this imagination going on in continuity, and he was having the natural acceptance within him. And similar is the case with you also. Right? The skill part might be, or the competence part might be the different in both of us. So you can see, is that clear? Or do you want more explanation on that? So basically, what we are putting forth here is that, yes, Suryakanji, you can.
Yeah, namaste, Bhaiya.
Ji, namaste.
When we talk about imagination, desire, thought, and expectations with respect to potential, my desire, thought, and expectation may be different, and some other person's desire, thought, and expectations may be different. And if we take this matter in context with potential, can we say, Bhaiya, they are different? Potential
So
is
the
different.
content of, the content of the imagination, the actual desire, the actual thought, which is flowing through your imagination right now, might be different from the desire or thought which is flowing through my imagination right now. That content might be different, isn't it?
Bhaiya.
But yes, but imagination is going on continuously within you. And you have the natural acceptance. So I can take out each of the thought, the current thought which is flowing through me as imagination. I can put it in self-exploration and make it align with natural acceptance and come out with a choice which is the right choice with the right understanding, isn't it? Similarly, you can also have this power of self-exploration using which you can turn your desire or the current thought in line with natural acceptance and make it into right understanding using the tool of natural acceptance. So basically, we all have that potential to turn all our imagination in line with our natural acceptance or right understanding. So that is what we point to by using the term potential. And that is same for every human being. Isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Very
Bhaiya.
clear. Bhaiya, very clear. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So time is 8:31 now. So we will stop here for the time being, where we have seen that the minimum content of respect is that the other is similar to me. Okay. So there is more to discuss about the respect, which we will speak in the next session on the next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for interaction. Thank you so much for listening. Your questions have helped me also explore further. Namaste to all. Over to you, Parishad Bhaiya.
Thank you. Yes, Bhaiya, and thank you all the post-family members. Certainly, we like to have more such interaction and exploration. We will meet next Wednesday, same time. Namaste, everybody.